Cell phone, sex, and chicken pot pies. 4 Fulton jail contractors arrested in a contraband sting. Damn, they set up a sting operation to catch these 4 Fulton County jail contractors. I thought that they were guards. Folks, I ran across this story in a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and this involves 4 young ladies pictured right here. Take a look at these beautiful, God. Oh, hey, boy. On the streets, they might be a sub-0, but in the system, they're a 10 all day. Atlanta. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office confirmed an ongoing corruption investigation at the Fulton County Jail, resulting in the arrest of 4 security officers who worked for a contract company. What? What are we? Well, I'm confused here. If you weren't guards, but you were security officers, and there were 4 of you, what do we have? Temp guards? Was this a temp service that y'all was getting your guards from? Were these rent-a-cops for real? Oh, shit. The investigation, which began in May, has uncovered significant allegations, including chicken pot pie. I can't wait to get to that detail. Natalie Ammons, Director of Communications for the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, said that the officers who were employed by Strategic Security, sort of sounds like top flight security of the world, if you ask me, Craig, have all been terminated today, but they are considered contractors. The Sheriff's Office reported that 1 security officer allegedly smuggled cell phones into the jail by hiding them in a cutout inside of a book. Well, at least she wasn't suitcasing them. Hey, my one-liners in this are hitting. Records reveal she confessed to providing 6 cell phones and other contraband to an inmate and having sex with the inmate on 3 separate occasions. Let me tell you how big boy of a charge that hooking up can actually be. Do you know that as a prisoner, you have no rights at all? That might not sound as much of a surprise to most, but because you have no rights at all, you can't even consent. So if you can't consent, then that means it's non-consensual, and you all know what that could lead to. It's interesting because anytime that a guard is ever charged, with having relations with an inmate, I rarely ever hear of an bathing ape charge accompanying that, but it could. The same records indicate Tate received $1,682, that's a very exact number right there, in payments via Cash App. Well, no shit how they got that very exact number from the inmate for the contraband. Almond said that another terminated security officer, Regina Harris, faces 3 warrants for providing a contraband cell phone to an inmate. And then Laquana Ballard, another ex-employee, is accused of sending explicit photos and videos to an inmate and conspiring to smuggle cigarettes and cell phones into the jail. Folks, Fulton County Jail, the Wild Wild West, shit was jumping off. They got the cigarettes. They got the explicit shot, man. They got the shots. Yo, these rent-a-cops was running a little bootlegger OnlyFans. Oh, you want a picture of my toes, though? You got a Cash App? I know you got a cell phone up in there. Obviously, contracted security detail wasn't paying as good, and the risk was worth the reward for these young ladies, unfortunately. Not everybody's cut out to be a guard. The temptation is high in regards to, becoming a subcontractor for an inmate, basically is what you are when you decide to bring the pack in. And also, possibly getting down with the get down and fornicating up inside of the jail. That's got to be like a bucket list type of a thing, right? I always fantasized about it, but I never really imagined that I would do it. And there I was on an inmate's bunk, bottom one at that. The 4th officer, oh shit, Anizia Salas faces charges for conspiring to smuggle a phone charger and giving unauthorized food, specifically a chicken pot pie, to an inmate. How the beep you get that chicken pot pie up in? Oh no, this is my lunch right here. Yeah, this whole chicken pot pie. It reminds you of like them old school cartoons, right? Like when somebody's locked up and you bring the birthday cake with the little with the file inside of it, or the, oh God, what is the name of that saw? I'm a contractor, for God's sakes, a construction one. I should know the name of this saw. What's that little saw that's shaped like a U? It's a, for cutting through metal. Can't think of it right now. How you get the whole chicken pot pie up in there, though? You have that joint saran wrapped to your body, like some kilos going through the airport back in the 80s or 90s? Crazy. Could you imagine being locked up for smuggling a chicken pot pie into a jail? Hey, what you in here for? A chicken pot pie. I done heard it all now. We can't screen for integrity. Damn, that was a bar right there. You can screen for everything else, but you can't screen for integrity. Holy shit. All 4 suspects were given bond, but as of late Wednesday afternoon, only one had posted it. Oh, damn. That is screwed up right there. That's screwed up. Imagine working in a jail, getting arrested for something that you did in said jail, then being locked up in that jail, and you can't even bond out of it. I mean, they should send a kite to one of them inmates, see if they could help them out. These women unfortunately chose to be on the wrong side of the law by fraternizing with the residents they were entrusted with watching over, said Sheriff Pat Labatt. They will now have to face the consequences for the crimes they are accused of committing. Our employees and contractors alike are held to a high standard of integrity. Again, I can't get past the fact y'all got rent-a-cops and temp worker guards in this jail. You know what they say, man? Hey, good help is hard to find, and don't nobody want to work these days, and damn sure don't nobody really want to be no guard. But if you was already doing security, like, why wouldn't you just go get a job at the, why would you have to go through the temp service? What was really going on there? It brings an interesting point to mention here. When I came home from prison, I worked at a temp service, and I'm not making fun of anybody who has to work at a temp service. I think it's bamboozling, is that a word? To have temp guards in a jail or a prison. It just sounds crazy to me. But again, when I came home from prison and I was working at a temp service, I was working one job in particular. Never forget it, the best job I ever had prior to my concrete porn job. And then YouTube. But I was working as a flagger. My job was to operate the stop and go sign on one end of a construction zone in the road. Sure, I got cussed out all day long for holding up traffic, but you know what? That $13 an hour they were paying me back in 2015 when I came home from prison, man, that shit was the world to me. I worked hard holding that sign up. Stop! Go. Traffic coming? Man, I had a radio. You couldn't tell me shit. Sort of felt like God a little bit, except I was just controlling traffic and nothing much else. I share this with you because, again, this was the best job that I ever had at that point in my life. I went to the foreman of the construction company and I said, listen, man, hey, they are paying me $13. I snitched on the temp service. I said, listen, they're paying me $13 an hour to hold this freaking sign up for you. I know y'all probably paying them, what, $15, $17 an hour for lowly old me? Shit, hey, hire me straight up. You ain't even got to give me no more. I'll come work for y'all for the $13 an hour. That's a come up for y'all. You know what this man said to me? He said, gee golly, buddy, that does sound like a sweet deal. But unfortunately for you, and I'm pretty sure he had asked me prior to making this statement if I was. He said, unfortunately for you, we don't hire felons. I'm like, bitch, I'm on your job site, though. I'm working for you. He's like, not really, though. You working through the temp service. You a temp. You don't mean nothing to us. We pay a little extra to limit our responsibility of you. We don't know if you're going to take that stop and go sign and run off with it. That's theft. He didn't really say all of that, but it was just mind-blowing to me that they wouldn't hire me because I was a felon. I'm sure at this point, that has all changed because, again, don't nobody want to work, and finding good help is hard to find. They'll hire anybody these days. I imagine when I came home from prison, man, shit was different. When I was in prison, shit was different. I'm sharing all of this with you about my dealings with the staff service because, yo, I wonder if possibly any one of these young ladies was a felon themselves, and that's why they was having to work through the temp service. Joe with the conspiracy theories, folks. That's all they've got on this. They said the news reached out for a statement, but of course nobody said anything. Hopefully these young ladies don't get their boots smoked. They were just trying to look out for the cookout legitimately, even one with a chicken pot pie. Hope this was a story you guys enjoyed. If it was, leave a comment and a like, letting me know exactly what you thought about this. That like would certainly let me know that. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!